Imagine a life where you truly love yourself, a life where you wake up each day feeling worthy, confident, and at peace with who you are. This isn't just a dream, it's possible for everyone. And it all starts with one simple yet powerful idea: accepting yourself. Louise Hay, a well-known teacher of self-help, shared this life-changing message with the world. Her teachings aren't about trying to be perfect or changing who you are. Instead, they're about embracing yourself, flaws and all. This might sound easy, but for many of us, it's one of the hardest things to do. We're often our own worst critics, always focusing on what we think is wrong with us. But what if we could turn that around? What if we could learn to be our own best friends? The truth is, how we talk to ourselves shapes our entire life. When we're constantly putting ourselves down, it affects everything: our relationships, our work, even our health. But when we learn to accept and love ourselves, amazing things start to happen. We become happier, more confident, and more able to go after what we want in life. It's like unlocking a superpower we've had all along. But here's the thing: learning to accept yourself isn't always easy. It means facing some tough truths about how we've been treating ourselves. It means looking at the negative thoughts we've been carrying around, maybe for years. This can be scary. It might make us feel uncomfortable at first, but it's worth it, because on the other side of that discomfort is a whole new way of living. One where we're no longer our own worst enemies, but our own biggest supporters. So why is self-acceptance so important? Think about it this way: if you don't accept yourself, how can you expect others to accept you? When we're always criticizing ourselves, we send out a message to the world that we're not worthy of love or respect. But when we start to accept ourselves, something magical happens. We start to attract more positive experiences and people into our lives. We become more open to love, to success, to happiness. Self-acceptance is like planting a seed. At first, you might not see any changes, but as you nurture that seed with kind thoughts and self-love, it starts to grow. Soon you'll notice small changes. Maybe you'll feel more confident speaking up at work, or you'll find it easier to set healthy boundaries in your relationships. These small changes add up over time, leading to big transformations in your life. But let's be real. Learning to accept yourself isn't always a smooth journey. There will be days when those old negative thoughts creep back in. Days when you look in the mirror and struggle to like what you see. This is normal. Self-acceptance is a practice, not a destination. It's something we need to work on every day. But with each small step, with each kind word we say to ourselves, we get stronger. We build a foundation of self-love that can weather any storm. To really understand the power of self-acceptance, it helps to know a bit about Louise Hay. Born in 1926, Louise didn't have an easy start in life. She faced many challenges, including abuse and poverty. But instead of letting these experiences break her, she used them as stepping stones to personal growth and healing. Louise Hay became a popular writer and speaker, known for her messages of self-love and positive thinking. Her book, You Can Heal Your Life, has helped millions of people around the world. What made Louise's teaching so powerful was their simplicity. She believed that loving yourself was the key to solving most of life's problems. One of Louise's core beliefs was that our thoughts create our reality. She taught that by changing our thoughts, we could change our lives. This might sound too good to be true, but there's real power in this idea. When we start to shift our thinking from negative to positive, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. We start to see opportunities where before we only saw obstacles. Louise Hay's own life was a testament to the power of her teachings. Despite her difficult past, she built a life filled with love, success, and meaning. She showed that no matter where you start in life, you have the power to create positive change. Her message was clear. You are worthy of love and acceptance, just as you are. What made Louise's approach unique was her focus on self-love as a practical tool for healing. She didn't just talk about abstract ideas. She gave people concrete steps they could take to start loving themselves more. From using affirmations to doing mirror work, talking kindly to yourself in the mirror, Louise offered simple yet powerful practices anyone could use. Louise Hay's teachings remind us that self-acceptance isn't selfish, it's necessary. When we accept ourselves, we're better able to accept others. We become more compassionate, more understanding. We create a ripple effect of positivity that touches everyone around us. This is why learning to accept yourself isn't just good for you, it's good for the world. As we dive deeper into Louise Hay's teachings, remember that this journey of self-acceptance is your own. You don't have to be perfect at it. You don't have to get it right all the time. What matters is that you're willing to start, to take those first steps towards loving yourself more fully. Because as Louise Hay often said, you've been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens. Our inner voice, that constant chatter in our heads, plays a huge role in shaping our lives. This is what Louise Hay called self-talk. It's like a radio station that's always on, broadcasting messages about who we are and what we're capable of. The problem is, for many of us, this radio station is stuck on a negative channel. We're constantly putting ourselves down, doubting our abilities, and focusing on our flaws. Imagine waking up every morning and the first thing you hear is someone telling you that you're not good enough, that you'll never succeed, that you don't deserve love. That would be awful, right? But that's exactly what we do to ourselves when we engage in negative self-talk. We become our own worst enemies, tearing ourselves down before we even have a chance to try. But here's the good news. We have the power to change the station. We can choose to broadcast positive messages instead. This is what Louise Hay taught, that by changing our self-talk, we can change our lives. It's not about ignoring reality or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the good, to speak to ourselves with kindness and encouragement. Let's look at some examples. Negative self-talk might sound like this: I'm so stupid, I always mess things up. Or, I'll never be good enough. This kind of talk drains our energy and confidence. Positive self-talk, on the other hand, might sound like, I'm learning and growing every day, or I'm worthy of love and respect. These messages lift us up and give us the strength to face challenges. Changing your self-talk isn't always easy. It takes practice and patience. You might feel silly at first, like you're lying to yourself. But remember, you're not creating a false reality. You're choosing to focus on the positive aspects of yourself that have always been there. Over time, as you keep practicing positive self-talk, you'll start to believe these new messages. They'll become your new normal. One of Louise Hay's most powerful tools for changing self-talk is what she called mirror work. It's a simple but profound practice that can have a huge impact on how you see yourself. Here's how it works. You stand in front of a mirror, look yourself in the eyes, and say positive affirmations out loud. This might sound easy, but for many people, it's surprisingly challenging. Looking ourselves in the eye and saying nice things can feel uncomfortable, even scary. We're not used to being so direct with our self-love, but that's exactly why it's so powerful. Mirror work forces us to confront how we really feel about ourselves and to start changing those feelings for the better. You might start with something simple, like looking in the mirror and saying, "I accept myself exactly as I am," or "I am worthy of love and respect." As you get more comfortable with the practice, you can add more specific affirmations about things you want to change or improve in your life. The key to mirror work is consistency. Louise Hay recommended doing it every day, even if just for a few minutes. It might feel awkward or uncomfortable at first, but stick with it. Many people find that they start to see changes in how they feel about themselves within just a few weeks of regular practice. Why does mirror work work? It's all about reprogramming your subconscious mind. When you look yourself in the eye and speak positively, you're sending a powerful message to your deepest self. You're saying, "This is who I really am." Over time, these new positive messages start to replace the old negative ones you've been carrying around. Affirmations are at the heart of Louise Hay's teachings on self-acceptance and worth. These are positive statements that you repeat to yourself, helping to reshape your thoughts and beliefs. Think of them as seeds you're planting in your mind. With regular watering, repetition, they grow into strong beliefs that can change how you see yourself and the world. Louise Hay created many affirmations for self-worth, but the most important thing is to find ones that resonate with you personally. Here are a few examples to get you started. I am worthy of love and respect. I approve of myself and love myself deeply. I am enough, just as I am. I deserve all the good life has to offer. I am confident and capable in all that I do. The key to using affirmations effectively is repetition and belief. Say them out loud, write them down, put them on sticky notes around your house. The more you see and say these positive statements, the more they'll sink into your subconscious mind. It's important to note that when you first start using affirmations, you might not believe them. That's okay and totally normal. Your mind might even argue back, telling you that these positive statements aren't true. Don't let this discourage you. Keep repeating the affirmations anyway. Over time, your mind will start to accept them as truth. Louise Hay also emphasized the importance of saying affirmations in the present tense as if they're already true. For example, instead of saying, "I will be confident," say, "I am confident." This helps your mind to start creating that reality right now, rather than pushing it off into some distant future. Remember, affirmations aren't about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. They're about choosing to focus on the positive, on your strengths and potential, rather than your weaknesses and fears. They're a way of reminding yourself of your inherent worth and value, something that's easy to forget in our often critical and competitive world. As you work with affirmations, be patient with yourself. Change doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent practice, you'll start to notice a shift in how you think and feel about yourself. You might find yourself standing a little taller, speaking up more confidently, or feeling more at peace with who you are. These small changes add up over time, leading to big transformations in your life and relationships. One of the most powerful aspects of Louise Hay's teachings is the importance of forgiveness and letting go. This isn't just about forgiving others, it's also about forgiving yourself. Many of us carry around heavy burdens of guilt, shame, and resentment. These negative emotions weigh us down and prevent us from fully accepting and loving ourselves. Louise Hay believed that forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, not something you do for others. When you hold on to anger or resentment, you're the one who suffers. It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick. Forgiveness doesn't mean you approve of what happened or that you want to let that person back into your life. It simply means you're choosing to release the negative emotions and free yourself from the past. Forgiving yourself can be even harder than forgiving others. We're often our own harshest critics, holding on to mistakes and perceived failures long after they've happened. But self-forgiveness is crucial for self-acceptance. It's about acknowledging that you're human, that you've done the best you could with what you knew at the time, and that you deserve compassion and understanding. A simple forgiveness exercise Louise Hay recommended is to say, "I forgive you and I release you." You can say this to yourself in the mirror or visualize saying it to someone who has hurt you. As you say these words, imagine the heavy burden of unforgiveness lifting off your shoulders. It might feel difficult or even impossible at first, but with practice, it becomes easier. Letting go is closely tied to forgiveness. It's about releasing not just negative emotions, but also old beliefs and patterns that no longer serve you. This could be letting go of the need to be perfect, of comparing yourself to others, or of trying to control everything in your life. As you let go of these things, you create space for more self-love and acceptance to enter your life. Gratitude is a powerful tool for shifting our focus from what we lack to what we have. Louise Hay emphasized the importance of cultivating gratitude as a way to increase self-acceptance and overall happiness. When we're grateful, we naturally feel more positive about ourselves and our lives. Starting a gratitude practice doesn't have to be complicated. One simple method is to keep a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're grateful for. These can be big things like good health or a loving family, or small things like a delicious cup of coffee or a beautiful sunset. The key is to be specific and really feel the gratitude as you write. As you practice gratitude regularly, you'll start to notice a shift in your perspective. You'll begin to see more and more things to be grateful for in your daily life. This positive focus helps to counteract negative self-talk and increases feelings of self-worth. After all, if there's so much in your life to be grateful for, doesn't that suggest that you're worthy of good things? Louise Hay also suggested expressing gratitude for your body and its functions. This can be especially powerful if you struggle with body image issues. Thank your legs for carrying you, your eyes for allowing you to see beauty, your heart for beating tirelessly. This practice helps to foster a more loving and accepting relationship with your body. Remember, gratitude isn't about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing to focus on the good, even in the midst of challenges. This shift in focus can dramatically improve your mood and your overall sense of self-worth. The real power of Louise Hay's teachings comes from applying them consistently in your daily life. It's not enough to just read about these ideas. You need to put them into practice. Here are some practical tips for incorporating these teachings into your everyday routine. Start your day with positive affirmations. As soon as you wake up, before you even get out of bed, say a few affirmations to set a positive tone for the day. Practice mirror work for a few minutes each morning or evening. Look into your own eyes and speak words of love and acceptance to yourself. Keep a gratitude journal. Take a few minutes each day to write down things you're grateful for. Pay attention to your self-talk throughout the day. When you catch yourself thinking negatively, pause and reframe that thought in a more positive way. Practice forgiveness regularly. At the end of each day, release any anger or resentment you're holding on to, both towards others and yourself. Treat your body with kindness. Nourish it with healthy food. Give it rest when it needs it, and thank it for all it does for you. Surround yourself with positive messages. Put up sticky notes with affirmations around your house, or set reminders on your phone to pop up throughout the day. Remember, change doesn't happen overnight. Be patient and gentle with yourself as you work on developing these new habits. It's not about being perfect. It's about making a consistent effort to treat yourself with more love and kindness. As you apply these ideas in your daily life, you may start to notice small changes. Maybe you feel a little more confident or find it easier to let go of small annoyances. Over time, these small changes add up to big transformations in how you see yourself and interact with the world. Louise Hay's teachings on self-acceptance and self-worth offer a powerful path to personal transformation. By changing our self-talk, practicing mirror work, using affirmations, cultivating forgiveness and gratitude, and applying these ideas daily, we can radically shift how we see ourselves and our lives. Remember, you are worthy of love and acceptance just as you are. You don't need to change who you are or achieve anything to be deserving of love. You are already enough. As you continue on this journey of self-acceptance, be patient and kind with yourself. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small it might seem. The path to self-acceptance is not always easy, but it is infinitely rewarding. As you learn to truly accept and love yourself, you'll find that your whole life begins to change. Your relationships improve. You become more resilient in the face of challenges, and you open yourself up to new possibilities and opportunities. So take these teachings to heart, practice them daily, and watch as your life transforms, one loving thought at a time. You are worthy, you are enough, and you have the power to create a life filled with love, joy, and acceptance. Start today. Your future self will thank you.